State lawmakers in Kentucky have returned to Frankfort for the legislative session, but it can be a tough process keeping up with the bills and new laws, and that's where the Henderson Chamber steps in. Next week, they are hosting a breakfast for you to learn about the big issues this session, and they have an event coming up for farmers in the area, too. Jada Hamby and Clay Gillum with the Chamber join us now with all the details on both events. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Good to have you with us. You guys have a busy couple of weeks coming up. What's coming up first next Monday?
So the first thing is our legislative preview, like you said. It's going to be really fun. We're going to be able to hear from J.T. Payne and Senator Robbie Mills. So it's going to be a very exciting day. We get to come together, have breakfast, and hear about their policies in the area.
Why is that important to check in throughout the year as a chamber with state and local lawmakers for the community and for the public?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, as the chamber, of course, we're here to work for businesses, and there's a lot of legislation at the local and state level that's going to affect your business. And so we want to just make sure that our members and the community have the opportunity to stay educated about what's going on, what's top of mind for our legislators, and really have an opportunity to talk with them one-on-one and kind of establish that relationship so that when something is important, we make sure that we're ready to be their voice.
Is there anything specific on the agenda that they are both addressing or that, you know, members would like to hear from them with this breakfast?
Yeah, so hopefully that's exactly what we'll hear about at the breakfast is what's top of mind for them. We were fortunate enough to attend the Kentucky Chamber Day dinner a couple weeks ago, and they talked about what some of the priorities are at the state level. So I think we'll hear a lot of reflection of that, hopefully, and we'll be excited to hear what they have to tell us.
And what time is it, and how can people sign up to go?
Yes, so it is beginning at 7:30 at the Henderson County Public Library.
Okay.
Our tickets you can purchase through the Chamber website or on our Facebook page. Going back to the Chamber website, but it's going to be $25 for a member registration and $35 for a non-member registration.
And what's the deadline for that?
We'll take registrations right up until a couple of days before. We kind of prep for about how many people to expect. So we like to pack the room. That's a good one to have a full.
Yeah. I'm sure it is, especially with medical marijuana just taking effect as well. It'll be a big point of discussion. Then there's an event for farmers coming up after that. Walk us through that event.
There is. So the Farmer Sound-Off is kind of similar, but very different. So that's going to be out at the Henderson County Extension Office, and that is going to meet at 7:30 as well. We'll begin breakfast at 8, but that's a little different because it allows our farmers in the area, local farmers, to talk about things that are impacting them and their local farms to our state legislation and registration.
Okay. So yeah, who's all going to be at attendance for this?
Yeah, so we'll have city commissioners, we'll have the county judge executive, the mayor, and also some things that you don't think about, like our ditch commissioners. That was a hot topic that came up a couple years ago. This is an every other year event, and it was a big topic to talk about drainage in ditches. Some I imagine will come up is the solar farms and different alternative energy sources and how that impacts our local agribusiness. So this is just another way that the chamber wants to help plug in the community and make sure that all of the different industries that prop up Henderson are served.
So how can people, you know, sign up to attend this and attend?
They can sign up the same way. So you can purchase tickets through our chamber website. It's all through there. We are going to take registration up until the last minute because we do love a packed house. But it's great that they are able to voice their concerns and things that are impacting them in our area.
Yeah. And any big topics, anything that comes top of mind that you know will be addressed? I know you mentioned some things you might think, but anything that they're like, yeah, we definitely want to talk about this.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure to have the county roads crew as well as some representatives from Kinergy. We know that the power lines and the driving safety when farming equipment is on the road have been some topics that we've heard from farmers ahead of time are important to them. So it's really just making sure we have all the right people in the room to hear concerns and be ready to answer questions.
Okay, great. And what's the deadline right up until kind of for that as well?
Yeah, and that one's no cost. So we'll provide breakfast and really just want to be a convener of that group of people.
All right. Well, you all have a lot going on. Obviously, it's important to know what's going on in Frankfort as well as with our local farming community as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Ron's got the latest on the forecast coming up next. It is 6:40.